anxiety is not seeking truth. Anxious thinking is only seeking information to confirm itself. Why would he say that? Okay, so he put himself in a position where he was having an issue, right? Like he had an anxiety crop up. All right. So why would you, after having a great experience with your girl, ask about, well, why didn't you do this with your ex? Maybe that's a real question, but that's not a question at that time. Do you know what I mean? And so like it's you're gonna come across as weak, and, to use a term I don't like, insecure, whether it's a real concern or not, or a thought, when you bring that thought up at the wrong time. So for your strategy, guys, that's not the right time to do it. When you're not feeling confident about something, and we've all made this mistake, when you're not feeling confident about yourself and about something, and you're having that welled up anxiety feeling inside of yourself, that is the wrong time to start asking questions. Okay. Because anxiety is not seeking truth. Anxious thinking is only seeking information to confirm itself. So when you ask a woman something from a place of anxiety, no matter what she says, you're going to twist it in your mind to confirm the fears or anxious beliefs that are driving and fueling that behavior, that feeling that you're having. And that's not necessarily truthful or objective, then, is it? So you got to step outside and step away from that, or take that question that you have and set it aside for later. I'm not saying not to ask it. I'm not saying not to have that conversation, because sometimes burying it's not the good answer. But you need to have some patience and tactical patience when you're dealing with your girl. You take that aside, you think about it, and get some clarity within yourself about that. And then with that clarity, you ask yourself, is this a thing that I want to ask and get the answer to? How important is it? What are the outcomes I'm looking for when I'm about to ask this question, or whatever? And then you do it from a place of strength during a time in a place where she's open to having a conversation with you, because she will not tell you the truth, or she's going to react like this woman reacted when you ask these questions in the wrong context. Okay. And he clearly asked it in the wrong context. It sounds like it was right afterwards. All right. And what happens is women get sort of a anxiety with this as well, because instinctually, if they're honest about their sexual experiences and proclivities and desires, and they let the guy know that there may be something different, and he perceives it as somebody was better than he was, that meant maybe death for her. Okay. Like in our evolutionary past, a girl wasn't going to be like, hey, ogre, Og was better than you were just at the sex a minute ago. And then ogre just hits her with a rock, right? Like, it's not right. So we have a very violent history, and our human history is very violent, and women would definitely get beaten to death in our history for doing certain things. This woman would clearly be beaten to death in cave times. Okay. Not saying she should be, but that is what would have happened. And so there is a level of insecurity that will happen in a woman when these questions are not asked in the right way. Meaning, if she senses your anxiety, her anxiety is going to go up. And then what she's going to do is one of two things. She's going to test it, which means she senses the weakness, and then she basically says something to attack that weakness to see if you're really weak or not. All right. So that's a strength test, right? So she'll do that, which now is really bad for your anxiety. and those anxious feelings you're having, that's just going to fuel that. Or she's going to clam up and start lying or start omitting or just get very nervous about how she's going to present the information, which is going to give you the impression that she's not telling the truth. Because remember, your anxiety is there to confirm itself. It's not there to find accurate information. Okay. Never do what this guy did, because you're never going to get the right answer. She could have answered it in a number of ways. And there's a lot, depending on his level of anxiety, he might not believe just about anything she says.